Happy New Year, everyone. How are you? If you are watching the replay, please let me know in the comments. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm very excited to start this year because we have nearly 4,000 people signed up taking part in the Best Year Yet workshops, which is just an incredible amount of people. I cannot wait to work with you all on planning for this year and getting really excited about what the future can hold for you despite everything that is going on. I think more than ever we need to all come together, motivate each other and help each other more than ever. So really excited. The pop-up group, sorry, I've got a hot drink here and I haven't got a mat to put it on. The pop-up group has opened. So there's a Facebook group especially for people who are taking part in the workshops. That has opened. I will put a link inside this chat. If you haven't joined that group yet, I recommend you join that now. I'm just going to go and grab the link. Yeah, workshop. This group will just be open for 2 weeks just whilst we're running the workshops. And you don't have to join it, but I recommend getting involved with everyone else. I know some people might be watching this on YouTube now and you might not have a Facebook account. It's absolutely fine. You don't have to be on Facebook. But, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook. I have an account with no friends because I'm going to be careful what I say here. God, Facebook has lots and lots of benefits. It really does. And I'm very grateful to Facebook. But it can be really overwhelming. So I get that. So I closed my account down. It was when we went into the pandemic, actually, last March, and set up a new profile with no friends. And even now, I still get like 200 notifications a day with no friends. So anyway, I digress. So you don't have to be on Facebook, but I understand why people don't want to use it. But I now just have the main groups that I want to be in. I much prefer using Facebook this way. I have turned off all notifications for everything else, and I just focus on my groups. And it's so much lighter. I love it. So, and this actually ties in with what I want to talk about today, and time, and how actually social media can be a real suck of time. So one of the biggest questions I get asked, and one of the biggest challenges we all face, is time, isn't it? It's how we spend our time. And years ago, I remember saying to myself, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. And as you start planning and reflecting on where you want to go, we will help you rein this back when we start the workshops. And the truth is, you know, we can't buy more time. We can't get a refund on time either. I'll never forget that quote when someone said that to me a couple of years ago. We can't get a refund on time. We can't buy more time, and everyone has the same 24 hours a day. And when I stopped saying, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time, it just released and gave me more time back. I realized I was saying that so much that I probably was saying it that much that I could carve out another 15 minutes a day by just not saying how I don't have enough time. So the workshops will help, because the way we claw back time or give ourselves more time is doing less of the things that aren't important. And this is why I love doing these workshops, and you'll see all of my planning behind me. It's a ritual for me now to do this each year. And it's really about getting focused on what is important. And for me to get to where I am today with 2 babies, when I started United Art Space, I had another job. I had to be really, really choosy with where I was spending my time and work on what was the important steps that I need to take. So, and for me then, it was realizing that anything that didn't fit within that, I had to start saying no to. And so that was a big lesson for me, was learning to say no and saying yes to the things that I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be. And that was one of the biggest things, saying no. And I've said no to so many things that have been quite attractive, opportunities that have been very, very attractive. And I've said no because I have had to stay focused on, this is how much time I have, and this is what's important to me. And if I start to digress doing those things, it's going to take me away from what I'm working towards. So this is what the workshops will help you with. This is a system that I have developed over the years, learned from other people, and it works for me. And so that's what I'm going to share with you during the workshops. It's my process, but of course it's flexible. Everyone works in different ways, and the crux of it is applicable to everyone, but the way you do it, the way you do your vision boards and the way you actually plan, whether you use journals, whether you use pieces of paper, all of that just depends on you. Just do it the way you enjoy. I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow. I'm doing a boot camp tomorrow, so it sounds kind of harsh, but tomorrow at the same time at 11, there's going to be a boot camp for anyone who maybe hasn't started the prep work for the Best Year Yet workshops yet. So we will go through the prep together. Even if you've done it already, you might want to come along just to refresh. It will get you ready before the workshop starts on Thursday. So you're very welcome to join. There are replays available. So all of the workshop, all the videos, the workshops are available until the 21st of January, unless you're a Hub member. If you are a Hub member, which is our membership platform, then everything gets archived into that basically. So if you're a member, then you have continued access. But publicly, everything comes down on the 21st of January. So you have access. You've got plenty of time to do all the videos. But yeah, so for me, just going back to the time thing, that's what we want to help you with in the workshops. It's getting really clear on how much time you actually have. So far in the prep, we've been looking at your bigger vision and where you want to go and what's important to you. And that's really integral. That's like, you've got to start there. It has to come from the heart. What do you want from life? Where do you want to go? Why is this important? And then when we start the workshops, we will start to look at how much time you actually have, what you want to do, and how you're going to carve that into your time. And it's such an amazing exercise because this will help you free up more time in your life. You will get really clear on looking at how you're spending your time and how you can carve out more time, such as, for example, scrolling on social media, watching, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do any of this, it's just looking at where your time is going right now. And is there something that I can do less of or move things around? So for me, TV on a nighttime is the way that I just relax. It's like my little hour I just have watching TV. Back in the day, though, when I was short on time because I had babies, I wasn't sleeping, I was getting up through the night feeding, I had another job, I was juggling so much, TV just had to stop for a little while. I didn't have time or the luxury to sit and watch TV because that wasn't as important to me as working on my dream. That's what I had to weigh up in the end. Would I rather sit and watch TV, as lovely as that is, and I need to relax, or is this more important? And can I start to just do that extra hour on a night instead to work on my dream? And I'm not really a night person. I struggle on a night time to work. I'm definitely a morning person, but it's making adjustments and knowing as well that whatever adjustments we make are short term. It's not that we're not going to watch TV ever again. And what I did is I rewarded myself. So Friday nights was my TV night. It's like I got through the week and I worked nights to get to where I needed to be. And then Friday was like, yay, my little reward, and watch some television. And it was, like I say, it was a short-term adjustment in my life. So this is another thing. Sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to miss this, or I don't want to do this. But if you see it as a short-term thing, I'm just making a short-term change. It's not forever. For me, coming off Facebook, I saw that as a short-term thing. It's like, I'm not distancing myself from everyone, but I knew I had to do that in that moment because I was wasting so much time scrolling, and it was becoming a habit, and I could tell it was becoming an unhealthy habit where I was, if I went to the doctors, the first thing I'd do when I sat in the chair was I'd get Facebook out and I would like this. And I caught myself doing it, and putting the phone away was almost like trying to put a magnet with full force away. So, I started to recognize things in myself, and that's what we'll do over the next 2 weeks when we're doing these workshops together, is getting really intentional on what we want, where we want to go, but also where are we spending our time? Where is our time going? We've got 24 hours in a day. And I love this exercise because when you think of money, the money that we earn, some of you might not, but we track, like if we've got money coming in a month, where is it going? If you've got £100, dollars, something that's gone missing, you'll want to know where it's gone. It's like, where did that money go? And you'll go back for your statements and where did I spend it? And it's kind of the same mentality for time. When we start to look at our time, like I had 24 hours yesterday, where did they go? And so it really does become very helpful to start to recognize the patterns as well for when we work best. So like I said, for me, I'm not a night person. But what I did do is when I put the kids to bed, I realized that if I did like 10 minutes of exercise and I put some music on and I kind of got my body moving, it kind of got me out of that slump of, I just want to go to sleep now. So there are things that you can do as well to kind of trick your body, get your body going, to just carve out another half an hour out of your day to do something. That time is so precious. Half an hour, an extra 30 minutes is an incredible amount of time. You can get so much done in that time. So no, we can't buy more time, but we can make more use and make our time more effective. And on the flip side of that, I do want to say as well that, we don't want to push ourselves to the limit and carve out every single bit of spare time we have, making sure that we're productive and we're doing something. Self-care is also really, really, really important. And, I've been in that trap before of, especially when I had babies, because I just felt like I had so little time that any time that I had, I need to be working, I need to be doing something. And you've probably all been there yourselves where you hit a wall and you burn out and it's just not sustainable. So it is important as well to carve out that time where it's whatever works for you. Maybe it's writing, reading, listening to music. That's one of my things. Exercise is really important for me. When I came off my ADHD medication, I threw myself into exercise because it kind of is the closest thing for me to being able to concentrate. If I do like a 15-minute workout and I exercise, it kind of like gets my brain to be able to focus for the next hour or so. It's really weird. So it's all of this planning that we're going to be doing now is just getting back in touch with ourselves. Like, what helps me feel relaxed? What helps me get going? What helps you get into the zone? Like for me, it's music. Music is my trigger. As soon as I put music on, it helps me even get out of a downward spiral. If I start to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous about something, or I don't feel like I'm capable of this, if I put a song on, I've got a trigger song. I don't know where this came from. It's Joss Stone, Right to Be Wrong. And it's a song that I started listening to years and years ago. And when I was actually employed and I was going through a real state of getting things wrong all the time. I kept making mistakes in my job. I was making mistakes in my life. I just felt like such a failure and like I couldn't get anything right. And it was at the time of being diagnosed as well, so everything was heightened, and I was focusing on my flaws and the weaknesses that I have as a person, and it just felt like everything was caving in on me. And that song, Right to Be Wrong, I don't know how it came into my life, but it did. And I remember listening to that, and my eyes well up now when I think about it, because I remember back years ago walking down a canal on my way to work, dreading going to work, because I just thought, what am I going to get wrong today? What am I going to do wrong today? I was just bullying myself, and I was almost waiting for, you know, all this. What am I going to do wrong? What am I going to get pulled upon now? Oh gosh, when I think back, it was just such a horrible time in my life. And I remember walking to work, and I put that song on, The Right to Be Wrong. And I remember just smiling, thinking, yeah, I have the right to be wrong. If I make mistakes today, that's my right. I'm human. And I don't know, there was something in me that day, and I can remember that day like it was yesterday. The sun was shining on me. The canal walk was lovely. I was dreading going to work, but that song just lifted me out of a dark place, and I smiled on my way. And I'll never forget that moment of just seeing the sun and feeling it on my skin with that music blaring, and just thinking, yes, you know what, if I do something wrong today, then who cares? And I share this with you because that song now, I've listened to that song so many times, and I had it on yesterday. I listened to it 3 times yesterday, and it gets me. I don't know. It's a trigger, and this is another powerful thing about habits. And you know, if you have a song that you listen to time and time again like that, it can just be the one thing that quickly snaps you into action mode. Or I'm digressing now. You know, the topic was about time, but I think I'm trying to bring it back to, you can use music to snap you back into action mode. Sharon does the same thing when she goes into her art studio. She's got the same song she listens to every single time when she's had a break, or maybe she's not feeling it. She'll put the song on, I don't know what song it is, and she'll just go into like, oh my God, it kickstarts me into painting mode. Well, she doesn't paint, sorry, sculpting mode. She's a sculptor. So it's going to be great. These workshops, this is what we're going to be talking about, is how we create habits, how we create associations with the brain. And that's what it is. These songs, whatever it is for you, it could be a word even that triggers you. That's what we're going to do over the next few weeks. Create these habits, create these associations, so that you have things to fall back on throughout the year when the going gets tough, and when you forget all of this stuff that we do in these next 2 weeks. It's creating these safety nets that carry you throughout the year. That's what I've done throughout this process. It's been incredible, because you know, we get all excited in the next 2 weeks about the workshops, and the truth is we've got to get through the whole year. And that's what I want to help you with through these workshops. It's helping you set yourself up for success throughout the whole year, not just the next 2 weeks. So going back to time, the biggest tips that I can give you on time is, 1, stop saying that you don't have enough time. That's one of the biggest things. Just stop saying it. If you find yourself saying it, stop. And it's how you use your time. Start asking yourself that instead. Like, how do I use the best use of my time? If you're not getting something done, then, you know, how am I spending my time? We're going to talk more about this in the workshops, but become conscious now of where you're spending your time. We will do some exercises in the workshops where you track that, you know, be really aware of where your time is going, and make some adjustments in your life. And like I say, even if it's short term, where you need to get something done. Like, I'm not a fan of working weekends. And this year I want to work less weekends. I've had to, because I want to spend time with my kids as well. So I only get like 4-hour window in the day to work, which is kind of like nothing really. So for that reason, because I want to spend time with my kids after school, that's my choice. It's important to me. then I have to work on an evening or on a weekend. But what I found recently is I'm slipping into the habit of working every weekend. And one of my things this year is I want to spend more time with the kids on a weekend, doing some things, going for walks, exploring what's on the doorstep. So I know that to do that, I've got to rejig things and be really aware of those 4 hours in the week. What am I doing? It's such a great realization, because I'm now starting to realize that there's some things that I'm doing or have done last year that I can't carry on doing this year. And it's great. So this is what we're going to be working on. So for now, just start to become self-aware, and then we'll help you more inside the workshops when we get going. I'm going to check the comments. So boot camp tomorrow is 11 a.m, the same time as this one. In fact, I'll probably be live most days at 11 for the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's 11 o'clock because I'm a creature of habit. If I do anything at a different time to 11, I forget and I'll miss them. So you don't have to watch live. You can watch the replay. You don't have to be at each live session. You don't have to watch every single live session either. So the workshops are, there's 4 workshops, and they're the main things to watch. And when you join the group, and you will have had an email, there's a schedule of when those workshops are and what we'll be talking about and what time they are. They're the main ones. So if you're short on time, those ones are the ones to watch. And if you watch the replay, you can watch on double speed. So you can actually watch them faster. So if you are short on time, that's what I recommend doing. Happy New Year, everyone. Lovely to see you all here. Hannah is excited for the workshops. And if you haven't started your prep yet, don't worry, because we're going to be doing that tomorrow. I love how you tell us what tier you're in, Colin. Do you know, Colin, there's going to be a tier 5? I just saw on the news last night. Now there's going to be a tier 5 in the UK. What on earth is that going to be? I'm just reading all the comments. It's lovely to see you. Oh, Macedonia, lovely. I was supposed to be going there last year to someone's wedding. Yay, Amanda's looking forward to working on this again. Yeah, Joe, I need to get better at not doing the unimportant stuff. That's what the workshops will help with. So what we'll do throughout the workshops is we start to write down the habits that you want to create, the things that you want to let go of, and it's really helpful then when you start to focus on what is important and where you're going, then and you keep that in your mind's eye, then everything else is a no for now. And this is the thing that I think is important to remember. It's just a no for now. It's not a no forever. Because sometimes we can resist. It's like, well, I like doing this, or I want to do all these million things. I enjoy them, but it's just not now, to free up. I mean, this is a great way of looking at it, to give yourselves more time is do less. If you want more time, then do less. And I think sometimes we come from this mindset of, to be productive, we've got to do more. And actually when we do less, it might sound really, really obvious, but to me that concept of if I do less, I can do more was a real, I had to just get my head around that. Like, if I do less, I can do more. There was a time where I was doing all the housework, working, looking after the kids, trying to manage everyone, trying to look after everyone's needs, and running around, scraping just an hour to have a bath. Oh gosh. And then that whole concept of do less and I can do more, I just stopped doing a load of stuff, just stopped. And then I just found myself, even though I stopped doing all that stuff, the world didn't end. Nothing caved in on me. And it was a real big realization. And I think it came from once when my son was poorly. Something happened in my life where I had to just stop everything because he took priority. And when I stopped everything, I realized that nothing, it was like I took 10 days or something. I can't remember exactly. And nothing bad happened. Like everything just carried on. And it made me realize, why am I spending every day burning myself into the ground? Like when something big happens like that and you have to stop, you realize that nothing changes. The housework might build up, but and so what that made me realize then in that moment was then when I realized that I just have an hour a week to work, what am I going to work on? It has to be important. And that's when I started to get United Art Space off the ground. Was I had that 1 hour. It was precious. That 1 hour was precious. So I turned off distractions. I turned off everything. And it's like, what do I need to do in this 1 hour to get me to where I need to be? And you might not know right now what you need to focus on in that 1 hour if it's for you, because that's what we're going to work on during the workshops. But for me, that was powerful, and it didn't feel like I was getting very far at the time. But looking now back on my life, it got me to where I am right now. So anyway, I'm getting on my high horse. Yeah, motivation will come back when you start to work on the prep, and you get excited and you realize what's important and where you want to go and that it's achievable. You will get your motivation back. So many people. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Jane. I hear you. I've done that too many times. As soon as we have managed to move on board, I'll be creating and planning every day. So Angie, what I find difficult is to work out what isn't unimportant and what isn't. Yeah, I really struggle with delegating time to things so that I have time to do what I really like. So during the workshops, that's what we're going to be focusing on, is like, what do you need to let go of and what do you want to carry forwards? And just becoming self-aware of the things and where your time is going. And it's kind of like looking at it all and having to decide, like when you see your calendar and you realize how much time you have, when you bring it right back to, this is how much time I have in a week, this is when I work best, then when you look at what you're spending your time on, you realize, and this is what I did, I looked at my calendar and I was putting my to-do list together, like, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. And every week I wasn't doing it. And then 4 months passed and I still hadn't done anything. And I was like, why am I not doing anything? And it's because I was putting too much on my plate. There was just, it wasn't actually realistic. There wasn't any time for me to get all that stuff done that I was putting on my plate. And so we have to look at where you're going in your journey and bring it right back to, what are the 3 next steps that I need to take to work on this? And what is going on in my life right now compared to how much time do I really have? And that's what I think a lot of us don't do, is look at how much time do I actually have. And we're putting all this stuff on our to-do list and it's not getting done because we don't have the time at the moment. And so then when you do have that realistic view, it's time to be choosy, cutthroat, and go, yeah, I've got to let that go. That time that I'm spending at the moment, it's got to go. And I've got to find a way to stop doing that if it's just not important to me right now. And it's hard sometimes if you've built up a habit as well. Let's use the Facebook thing, scrolling. For me, it was a habit. It's like an addiction. I had to take it off my phone because I was so addicted to scrolling. And this is what we talk about is as we go through all of this, it's like looking at untraining, unlearning, undoing things that you might be so habitually ingrained into your life that you don't even realize. So you won't know all the answers yet, Angie, but you will do. You will. Oh, it's lovely to see you all here. Hey, Jay, how are you? Oh my gosh, nice to see you. I've probably got an email sitting from you, Jay. I need to go and check my emails. I love it. Stacey, I'm doing this workshop, your boot camp, another boot camp, running 2 massive groups on Facebook and prepping my own lives, as well as doing my art, running a family, home, educating my daughter, having a special needs. Oh my gosh, don't we all have busy lives, but it's no excuse. Yeah, we do have busy lives. And in fact, I went to a talk years ago and a lady called Rachel Miller came on the stage and she did a talk about how she is running different businesses and she has 6 kids and she just showed like what she was doing and something in me in that moment said, oh my gosh, if she can do that with all this going on. She talked about all these other things going on in her life as well, and I just thought, I realized in that moment that I keep using what's going on in my life as an excuse not to do it. I was going through, I wasn't quite separated, but I was, heading there. I was going through some really personal stuff, and I was, there was no doubt that was challenging for me as well. And I'm not saying that you can, you should still go through all that and be a superwoman or superman. But sometimes, I don't know, I was just getting so absorbed on what was going on in my life and taking up the time. But I realized in that moment that I have the power where I spend my time. And I thought, I'm not going to give all that negativity that's going on in my life any power anymore. It's something switched in me where I just thought, I'm going to focus on my dream and I'm going to focus on where I'm going instead. And when I came back from that trip, it was a trip to Canada last year, not last year, the year before. That talk that she gave, just something switched in me. And so I just thought, yeah, if she can do that with everything going on in her life, and she's got 6 kids and she's got all this going on and trauma and things that have happened, and she still managed to work on her business and her dream, I can do that too. And I think it's an amazing realization when we realize we do have the power where we focus our time. It's deep. It's deep. Oh, wow. I love this. Lorna, I just got back from my wild swim. Amazing to get my blue mind experience going to prepare for tomorrow's workshop. Incredible. Well done. Angie's the opposite. She's a night person, and I'm not a morning person at all. It takes me ages in the morning. I just getting up, getting dressed, having breakfast, which is fine. And I think it goes back to that thing of like working when you are at your best and recognizing that and going, I like to work on night times, and that's okay. Sharon is the same. So my friend Sharon, who I spend a lot of time with, or did before COVID, she works till like 2 o'clock in the morning because that's when she comes to life. That's when she gets all of her ideas. I'm the complete opposite to that. And I think it's all about, knowing where your strengths lie, but also sometimes, like I was saying to myself, I'm not a night person. I'm not a night person. Now I'm not, but I realized that if I did a little like 10-minute dance around the house after I got the kids to bed, it kind of got me back into a work mode. So I could carve out another hour in the evening. So sometimes there could be something that you could do in the morning, like a trigger that gives you a bit more time. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just planting the seed. Oh, wow, incredible. I know someone else that does that, wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do the painting before they go to work. Well, I've been getting 10 hours of sleep, 10 hours a night recently. I don't know what, I just feel like I'm hibernating at the moment. I'm just sleeping all the time. I'm just checking the comments to see if there's anything. Oh, nice one. Ryan's out for a walk. Lovely. It's a nice day here. I don't know what it's like there, but the sun's shining here. Um, I have no idea, Jason. Right to Be Wrong by Joss Stone. I don't know. I just have it on repeat sometimes. It's just my little song. I'm not sure. Bittersweet Symphony. Okay. Sophia, I'm struggling with my time. So every month I do a little. I find out I have a real mission. I really like to bring my stories with my art to the world. That is my big thing. And it's a bit scary to see my to-do list for it. Right, well, Sophia, that's what we're going to talk about in the workshops, is how to reduce that overwhelm. Because, you know, I've got a big, massive to-do list. When I look at everything that I'm planning, and it's about, you know, there'll become a point when you figure it out, your next 3 steps, you hide everything else and you just focus on the next 3 things. Don't look at the whole big thing. So for me, for example, I want to write a book this year. And when I look at the whole process of writing a book, it's overwhelming. It's almost overwhelming to the point that I don't want to do it. So, and that's the same with any project. If you're having a solo show, if you've got like 30 pieces that you need to make, if you're working on a commission and there's a deadline, it can be so overwhelming when you look at all the steps. And so that's what we're going to be doing, breaking it right back to what's the next 3 steps, and then working it backwards so that you know you have enough time to get it done if there is a deadline, but knowing that you just focus on this little part now so that you can't see everything else. Does that make sense? It will as we go through. So yeah, breaking it down into parts, which is what we're going to be doing. So that's what the workshops are for. So it's to help you with your big vision, then it's to help you plan and how you're going to focus on that and how you break it down into manageable steps. So it's exciting, can't wait. Right, I'm going to go and wish you all a lovely, lovely Monday wherever you are in the world. If you want to join boot camp tomorrow, I'll be back. And workshops start on Thursday, so we can all work on this together. It's great for me as well because I go through this process time and time again and I absolutely love it, and it helps me stay accountable when I'm doing it with you guys, so I love it. So have a lovely, lovely day, and I will see you all very, very soon. Take care.